and we're hearing that the Atlanta Hawks got Chris Grant. If you guys don't know this story, so last year the Atlanta Hawks really wanted Chris Grant from the Spurs, and he said no, they couldn't get him to come. And Chris Grant has a relationship through Landry Fields, because Landry Fields got his executive career started with the San Antonio Spurs as a scout. So the Atlanta Hawks, according to Lauren Williams of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Atlanta Hawks have hired Chris Grant as an executive advisor. The Hawks nearly hired Chris Grant in January of 2023 before he decided to remain with the San Antonio Spurs. Chris Grant worked for the Atlanta Hawks from 1996 until 2005, when he joined Danny Ferry with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Chris Grant previously worked with Landry Fields as part of the San Antonio Spurs front office. Now, he was a general manager for Cleveland between 2011 and 2014. He was replaced by David Griffin, the now front office executive for the Pelicans. And within the NBA, when he was hired by the Atlanta Hawks immediately following graduate school, as he went and got a master's degree at the University of San Diego in educational leadership, he worked there for 9 years and basically had a bunch of positions, moved up the ranks, culminating with him being named Vice President of Basketball Operations and Assistant GM in 2004. After a year, Danny Ferry was hired to be, an executive for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he ended up bringing Mr. Chris Grant with him. And when Ferry resigned in 2010, after they lost LeBron, Chris Grant was the guy who drafted Kyrie, Dion Waiters, Tristan Thompson, and put together the team that convinced LeBron to come back. So after a few years of that, he got fired in 2014 when LeBron came back, or right before, I think in the Feb during the season. And then he's been with San Antonio as a team scout ever since. And really what he is a really good talent evaluator, and he's got good relationships amongst the league. The guy's 51. He's been around the NBA for the last 27 years. So these are the type of guys you want in your office, as what they're going to do is help build a culture, acquire talent, and determine which players are going to be the best fits for the future, as it's rebuilding time. And not rebuilding, let me rephrase that. They need to reload, okay? Trae Young and Jalen Johnson and Kobe Buffkin are allegedly the only untouchables. And at this point, you need to just be able to put together a roster that can play competitive games and fits Quinn Snyder's system. And guess where Quinn Snyder started? San Antonio. So basically, the Atlanta Hawks are the San Antonio Spurs of the East. If you guys want to be realistic, that's what's happening here. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if anything, it's kind of what they need, because this is a team that's been stuck in mediocrity ever since they've been did that run of the Eastern Conference Finals, where they lost to, I will say the one down thing is Chris Grant did draft Anthony Bennett, so there is that. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to protect the guy, because that was a pretty bad move. But there are worse things that he could have done. So I want to hear your guys' opinions. What did you guys think of the hiring? Would have you guys hired Danny or no? I just think they're just building up the front office the way they want it.